Hi guys, you might be wondering why I look fucking suicidal right now. The answer to that question is I've just spent the last half an hour filming this very same podcast, answering all your beautiful questions on the beautiful game, on PW, on pro wrestling, on sports, on off-topic matters, and my laptop decided to heat up and turn itself off. Bit of a blow. I'm not gonna lie, it hurts. But alas, the show must go on, and I'm gonna have to start this all over again, and I'm gonna have to hope that my piece of shit laptop doesn't decide to turn itself off. But yeah, I'm gonna roll on with it anyway. So I'll start with introductions. Welcome to the first edition of 2013 PW Talk. Hope everyone had a great new year. I hope 2013's been treating you nicely so far. Other than my laptop turning itself off and being an absolute dick. Treated me very nice so far. So I've made a running order of things today, as you can see with this lovely diagram. It's not a diagram, it's a picture. Basically my reasoning is I'm just going to do things off the top of my head. I think this works better when it's spontaneous. So I haven't written any mental notes of what I'm going to say down, but because I've just spent the last fucking half an hour already doing this, I've got a good idea of what I'm going to say to you in the next 25 to 30 minutes. So yeah, starting off with TBG as we usually do, the beautiful game and all that matters. A set of questions from Froggy first. Froggy asked me who do I think the manager of Chelsea will be next season. It's a difficult one, Froggy, because I think Benitez is going to fail miserably. Last night, Swansea and a ball boy cost Chelsea the chance of going to the League Cup final, so that's out the window. They're not going to win the FA Cup in my opinion. The league is out of bounds for them, I think, and so what does that leave them with? It leaves them with nothing. Complete disaster. They should have stuck with Di Matteo. He would have got them at worst the same results. So Benitez is out of the question. Who does he bring in? Is it going to be Guardiola? Well, no, because Guardiola's going to buy in at the end of the season. I'm not sure if you asked that question before it was revealed or not, but yeah, Guardiola's buy-in bound. So who does that leave, you know? There's not many names that immediately spring to your mind, is there? I think it might depend on who the flavour of the month is at the time, and I think Michael Laudrup could be in with a shout with a job because he's done a hell of a job so far at Swansea. Swansea look like they're going to win the League Cup next month. I wouldn't be surprised if you try to tempt Laudrup into going there, but I don't know who could be in line for that position. It's a bit of a poison chalice, you know. You win the Champions League and you still get bit on the arse, so is it worth the money? Someone will take it, but I don't know if it'll be a big name manager. Maybe Mancini, if he gets the chop, he'll just go straight there. But that said, I think it's that City, so Abramovich hasn't got many options at this point. Mourinho perhaps could leave Real and go back to Chelsea. That's probably the best option, but I don't know what the relationship's like between Abramovich and Mourinho, so yeah, it'd be a weird one to say who's in charge of the first game of our next season for Chelsea. What is the crack for weird is? Yeah. What do I usually do when I follow someone away from home? Well, usually we get up at the crack of dawn. You get up stupid times like 6, 7 o'clock because you've got to set off early. You don't have much sleep. I can never generally get much sleep before an away day. Not because of excitement or anything. I just think my sleeping pattern's fucked. But yeah. So you go there. You start drinking very early. Nearly as soon as you wake up, really. Bowl of Frosties on the table. Pour a lager in. Job's a good one. But yeah. I've travelled away games and all different types of transportation. You know, I've went to games on minibuses, in the car, trains, just in the coach. But yeah, I haven't really got a preferred one that I like. But every time it's usually the same thing, you know, drinking all day. You usually have to drink all day because Sunderland are very hard to watch away from home, so you need drink to be in your system to make it all tolerable. But yeah, we usually get beat away from home, but that doesn't spoil the day. It's always a great day, you know. Getting up early, you know, getting on the sauce, as some would call it. Usually make a stop to the service station, just get a bite to eat and stuff. Head to the ground for a couple of hours before kick off, find a nearby pub, usually one that's run with away fans, you know, so you get a bit chanting and singing going along. And then after the game to watch Sunderland get beat most of the time, but yeah, I love an away day. Much prefer them to, you know, your general home game. And I haven't just followed Sunderland away from home. I've been to a lot of other away games. I've been to Cardiff away games with my friend who's from university. He's a Cardiff fan. I've got a friend from uni. He's a Spurs fan, so I've been to a Spurs away game. I've got a Crew supporting friend, so I've been to a couple of Crew games. Both on a cold, freezing night. First was at Carlisle, which was by far one of the worst games of football I've ever witnessed. The other was at Doncaster, which wasn't so bad, and Crew won. We had a lot of fun. So yeah, in general, I just love to watch football, and I love to travel and watch it. I think that's part of the reason I want to be a journalist, because part and parcel of being a journalist is travelling over the country and reporting on things. So you know, I also plan to go to Wales, Scotland in March. It's at Hampden Park. My friend's a Wales fan, and I'll be bursting my international cherry by going to watch Wales versus Scotland, which is it's not the most glamorous of ties, you know, but it'll be a good trip. No doubt about that. So, like I said, I just love everything that comes with away days. It's a very good life. I've met a lot of friends from going to watch Sunderland home and away, so, and going to watch Cardiff away actually. But yeah, you can't beat them in my book. Who else will be sacked in the Premier League this season? This starts a trend of manager questions. I don't know if anyone else will be sacked. Starting to run out of names, you know. Brian McDermott maybe, but at the same time I think Redden will stick with him for everything he's done. You look at Paul Lambert, he'll be under pressure, but I don't think he'll go the journey before the season ends. Martin O'Neill was under pressure a couple of months ago, but we've been on a great run, got out of trouble, so that sort of died down. Alan Pardew is another name, but he's signed an 8-year contract not long ago. He's pally with Ashley and Lambias. I can't see him going, not before the season ends anyway. So you know, you're running out of names. Maybe Benitez will be given the axe early, I don't know. I actually think, you know, tin hat on that no one else will be sacked before the end of the season in Premier Division. We'll have to wait and see, but that's just my opinion. What were my thoughts on Nigel Atkins sacking? I was shocked, generally shocked. He's done such a great job this season with them, and not just this season, you know, he's got them 2 promotions back to back, which is fucking incredible. He's they won a good run before his sacking. He stayed them you know, they've got a good shot of staying up, or at least they did. And I came out of nowhere. They've replaced him with a man who left Espanyol, who were lingering at the bottom of La Liga. He can't speak a word of the Queens. So it's just a bit backward, you know. I mean, I don't know if they'll stop up now. I mean, I quite like Southampton as a football club, and I like the fans, so hopefully for their sakes they stop up. But well, for what happened to Atkins, I won't be too fussed if they ended up going down, because I think it's a bit of a joke how they treat him after all the thing. How the club, not the club, sorry, the chairman treat him. The fans and the club obviously great them. But the chairman, it's just sad. It's just another example of modern day football for you and everything that it brings. One final question from Froggy now, and continuing the manager's theme this week. What what are my thoughts on Andre Villas-Boas at Spurs? I love AVB. I think he's great. Great fashion sense. He just looks the dom. I think he's very passionate about the game. He's young. I hated what happened to him at Chelsea. You know, I want to see him succeed because he got treated absolutely diabolically by the Chelsea players. You know, he got treated horribly off them set of cunts. So I'm glad he's away from the likes of Terry and Cole, who were just absolute cunts. Sorry for dropping the C-bomb, but that's the best way to describe him. He's at Spurs, a club I like. I've already mentioned I've seen them play a few times with my friend. I like a few of the players. I want to see them do well. I'd love to see them get top four. They were screwed last year by Chelsea, winning the Champions League. I thought that was really unlucky on Spurs. So yeah, I really want AVB to do well. I love his celebration, you know, the fist pump, and then you've got Stefan Freund in the background leaping up and he like a man possessed. I just think that's great. It's absolutely mental, that man. But yeah, I'd love to see Spurs do well, especially under Andre Villas-Boas, who's a very nice guy, very likeable character in my opinion. Alright, moving on to Blazers questions. I'll promise to try and not lose my voice. You've got to understand I've been talking for about 40 minutes now non-stop. How long to give an under pressure manager in the Premier League? I think it differs sometimes, because you could argue Arsene Wenger's under pressure for not winning trophies, but he's been given a lot of time, considerably so because of all the success he's had in the past. But then the likes of Brian McDermott and Paul Lambert, who's struggling down the bottom, how much time do you give them? Because you want to change things around. You don't want to get sacked. You don't want to get, you know, caught into the rat race of the relegation zone there. But in my opinion, managers should not get sacked during the season. I think it disrupts the harmony of the club. Backroom staff go, players get unsettled, new manager comes in, new manager's got a new ethos and idea and philosophy, new manager brings backroom staff, new players. You're just beginning again, you know. It's one step forward to sack the manager, but 20 back for bringing in new people. That's just, I mean, there's obviously been cases where it's worked miraculously. Redknapp comes to mind, but I think personally there should be some sort of off-season, some sort of transfer window for managers, possibly. I know that sounds a bit wacky, but I hate to see a manager go on the season. Personally, in my opinion, they should be given at least one season in charge. And when the season ends, it's up to the chairman what to do with them then. That's just my general opinion. Blazers also asked me what are my favourite footballers' hairstyles. I like Fellaini's afro thing. I think he rocks that afro quite well. I like a skinhead if we're talking about a rough centre back who intimidates his opponents. It's quite apt. Don't know what else. I used to always quite like the foreign players when they used to wear the Alice bands, you know, the long hair over the Alice bands. I tried to rep that look when I was like 10, but looked like an absolute dick. So that was the end of that. Plus John Oster started wearing an Alice band. He looked like a right mug, so I just thought, yeah, this trend isn't for me. Current players, I like De Gea's like faux hawk style. I try and mimic that because I think it's quite cool. But I feel with that, it's quite a cool look. Bex has always got good hair. He's always got a good hairstyle, David Beckham. But yeah, hairstyles don't matter. Players' performances on the pitch do. Moving on to GSC 91's questions. He asked me for my FIFA Team of the Year. I wrote it down, put a bit of research in. I went for Peter Cech in goal. I know Cech's form's declined in seasons ever since he got that bang to the head. But I think he was partly responsible for Chelsea's success last season. He was good in the FA Cup. He made one hell of a save from Andy Carroll in the final. He was integral in the Champions League. You know, good performances against Barca with the defence. Penalty shootout, he was massive in the final against Bayern. So I think he deserves a spot in there, in my opinion. Right back I went Philip Lahm. I think Germany had a decent enough Euros. Bayern were good in the Champions League, and Lahm's always impressed me every time I've seen him, especially in the last year. 2 centre halves. I kept Ramos in, no arguments with that. Did well for Spain in the Euros. Won the La Liga with Real. I went with Cellini from Italy for this one. Great in the Euros, I thought. And also he helped Juventus go unbeaten for all last season, and he's been a massive part of their success. Right, left back I went for Jordi Alba. He wasn't in the side, but I thought he was a better option than Marcelo. He had a good season at Valencia, joined Barca, he's kicked on at Barca. He also had a very, very good Euros as one of the players of the tournament in my opinion. In front of the defence I went for 2 holding midfielders. First of all, Xavi. You don't need any reasoning for Xavi's inclusion, do you now? Guy's incredible. With him I went for Pirlo. Pirlo and Xavi together would be a dream. Pirlo was incredible in the Euros. He was just a joy to watch, my favourite player to watch the entire tournament. Like Cellini, he was great for Juve. Before that season, many were saying he was past it, he left AC, but he proved he was absolutely not past it. He's just different class, a joy to watch. In front of them, I'd stick with the front 4 that they've got. Iniesta behind Ronaldo, Falcao and Messi. You can't move them 4 for me. I know Van Persie had an incredible year, but he just can't budge them in my opinion. I also create a few sub bench just for players that just missed out. I had the likes of Joe Hart and the RVP as I mentioned, Juan Mata, Drogba, Xabi Alonso, just a few names that I miss off there. What is the best Italy national side I've watched in my lifetime? Well, Italy's had a lot of great teams over the years. They had a lot of success before I was born. A team of the 80s was a good one. And then looking a few years after I was born, 94, they had Baggio rocking it. Got the final of the 94 World Cup. But I suppose the go-to answer would be the 2006 World Cup, where they actually won it. But in my opinion, Italy weren't at the best there. I thought Cannavaro was superb that tournament, but I think Italy in general they weren't spectacular that tournament. Totti had just recovered from a serious knee injury, so he wasn't at his best that tournament. I don't think they set the world alight. And funnily enough, I think if Zidane hadn't went absolutely fucking mental on Materazzi, France would have won that tournament. Which is ironic because the best Italy side I viewed lost to France in the Euro 2000 final. Though that was the best Italy national side I've seen. They should have won that final, but they fucked things up in typical Italian fashion. And yeah, they had a great team, and I thought Totti was the best he's ever been in a national tournament. I think he won man of the match in the final. But they had the likes of Del Piero, Vieri, Montella, Del Vecchio, Cannavaro was there, Maldini of course before he was past it. Well, not past it, but the ancient. So yeah, I thought that was the best Italy national side I've personally seen. Right, a few questions from Sen before I wrap things up on the football section. Berber Morientes. Random question, Sen. It'll have to be Berber for me. Morientes was a bit of a flop in the English Premier League, but Berber is a very cool player. His character, I like him a lot. I'd love to see him on my side, so Berber wins that hands down. What's my opinion on the argument about tackling in the modern day game? Are referees and players too soft? Well, in my opinion, there's 2 ways to look at it, Sen. I think while a lot of tackles are being unrightly penalised against, companies, for example, a couple of weeks back, you've got to use common sense. You've got to apply common sense here, because a lot of careers have been hampered in recent years. Look at Eduardo, Aaron Ramsey, Cisse. They've suffered terrible leg breaks, which are just so ugly to look at. And I think for the safety of people's careers, any tackles with studs up tackles have got to be looked at and punished. But overall, I think the rules should be looked at again, and generally, just take a lot of, use your common sense, and just think of it a player's point of view. Too many people's getting sent off wrongly, in my opinion, but at the same time, you've got to save people's careers. So referees are obviously under a lot of pressure for it. But I think just the whole rule's got to be relooked and scrutinised, just so we'll get something right here, because at the end of the day it's a contact sport and tackling's dying out, you know. So it needs to be looked at. Good question. Moving on to sport and wrestling, I'm just trying to make sure my laptop's not overheating again. Bear with me a moment before I... there you go. Right, just put a pillow underneath the fucking laptop so it doesn't burn up again. Something cool anyway. GX asked me what is my opinion on the whole Lance Armstrong saga. It's a fucking disgrace, man. He's an absolute cheat. I've got no respect for Lance Armstrong whatsoever. I've got no respect for a man who tries and portrays himself as a hero for battling testicular cancer and recovering to cheat his way to so many Tour de France titles. I mean, I've got respect for anyone that has cancer and battles cancer, but for this man to con so many people, the fact that he sued people who were telling the truth, putting their livelihoods in danger, Lance Armstrong quite simply is a piece of shit. I know nothing about cycling, but I can tell you a thing or two about human beings, and Lance Armstrong's a bit of a fucking wanker in my opinion. I don't know why I'm getting heated, but yeah, I've got nothing much more to say about that than the guy should be disgraced with himself. Froggy has asked me two wrestling related questions. RE the Rumble. Who is the Rumble winner in my opinion? John Cena is my Rumble winner. I think it'd be right to go with him. I think it'd be the most logical thing to do, and no matter how many people moan and bitch, I think Cena winning is the best option. Who's going to win a WWE title match? I'm absolutely, you know, I don't know who's going to win this now. I was so sure Rock was going to dethrone Punk, but the way the booking was last week with The Rock getting the upper hand on SmackDown, as you'll see, sorry spoilers, Rock getting the upper hand, it's made me think, is Punk going to somehow, you know, do it? There's a lot of other things with Brad Maddox and the Shield, possibly Lesnar. It makes me think he might hang on for at least another month. Rock was 3-1 on with Sky Bet to win, if anyone fancies a punt on that. But yeah, it'll be interesting. I'm gonna watch it live. I'm going over with mates. Can't wait to watch it. Should be awesome. Right, PW forum stuff. Another question from Froggy to start this section off. Right, what PW stuff is on my calendar, and what am I most looking forward to? It's easy. This bad boy. Newcastle to Southampton. WrestleMania weekend is going to be great. Meeting a lot of people who I've always wanted to meet, you know. I'm not going to name any names, but I've made a lot of friends here online at PW, and it'd be great to just meet up with people, enjoy the wrestling, enjoy getting shit faced, and seeing how people's online personas match up to their actual selves, you know. I've met Monsoon and Gaza. I'm mates with JC91, so you know, it'd be cool to meet a lot of people I've talked to and with, discussed things for many years now, so it'd be really cool to just get down there. I'm going by myself. Be a bit of a drag on a train. It's a 5-6 hour journey, but it'll be all worth it, and I just can't wait for April to roll around and meet up with everyone. But other than that, you know, just the general stuff on PW, like PW WrestleMania, that's always fun. I had a cool match with Sen last year. I don't think I'm going to get involved in any grudges this year. At least I don't think I will, but it'll be cool to be involved in a match. Money in the Bank maybe. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to all the tournaments that Froggy and Brezzy helped run. And I've got a couple of things lined up myself. Froggy knows one I'm talking about. I haven't been able to do that just yet, but that'll be a lot of fun for everyone wants to do. But yeah, I'm just glad the board's thriving, because this time last year it was in a whole different state, wasn't it? So yeah, it's just good to be a part of things, really. Alright, JC91's asked me a few things. What do I make of PW's pun fever and Blazer's involvement in it? I think it's quite funny. I mean, sometimes it gets drawn out a little too much and gets a bit boring. But I always enjoy the puns. You know, it's just light-hearted relief, and it's something different on the boards. And most of the time, they're quite funny. Blazer always comes up with some of the craziest and best ones. Some that make you shake your head in disgust, some that just make you laugh. But yeah, it's very fun in my opinion. It's another side of PW, and nothing wrong with pun fever in my opinion. When will I change my username? Asks JC91. Whenever you want to change your username, JC, you know, I'm just whenever. If anyone's got any suggestions for Jake's new username, please PM Foos, or alternatively PM Froggy. Should we avoid the WWE section? Asks JC again. I understand sometimes the northern side of the board's not to everyone's tastes. I'll admit freely that sometimes it's not up to my taste either, but you know, there's some absolute nut jobs up there, you know, but most of them's been banned. I'll not name any names, but there's some absolute fucking fruitcakes up there. But there's a lot of strong posters. I think Matt's done a hell of a job there, modern for ages. And then you've got the likes of PB and Todd, who just recently been added up there as mods and have really helped that forum in my opinion. Then you've got strong posters. The Champ's always a good poster when he keeps his head straight. Vince McMahon is a poster I like up there. Falcone always adds comic relief. He's a very decent poster in my opinion. Yeah, there's a lot of good posters to read up there. So I wouldn't be scared of posting up there, reading up there WrestleMania season. Go for it. Get involved. You'll learn a thing or two in my opinion. Alright, wrapping things up. We're 26 minutes in. Laptop hasn't burnt out this time. One thing from Blaze and then a couple of things from Sen. First of all from Blaze, what's my favourite drunken meal? A bit of a hard one. Generally there's this chicken place, you know, like, you know, one of them naff KFC like junks you get anywhere. Usually that's the go-to place after a night out, but I think anything bloody tastes good when you've had a drink, to be honest. Usually a hell of a lot of chicken wings, hot wings, chicken wraps, whatever. Them go down a treat after a drink, definitely. I'd go with chicken. Chicken's a good drunken and sober meal in my opinion. Alright, Sen, he's asked me for my thoughts on Breaking Bad. Prop. Told you I had some props. Incredible, best TV series of all time in my opinion. Finished watching the 4th season last night, and Jikax posted me a video which aptly sums things up, you know. I think everyone I know who watches Breaking Bad goes on about it to everyone I know, tries and recommends it to everyone, posts on Twitter about it, and yeah, I can't help but doing it. It's like as soon as you watch it, it sort of transfixes you and makes you just rave about it. It's a brilliant show. I can't recommend it enough to anyone here who's watching this. I know Froggy started watching it the other night. Sen's got through the first couple of seasons. RT is the Breaking Bad aficionado. So yeah, go watch it. Download it. I got the first 3 seasons for Christmas, but they're quite easy to download on torrent and stuff. So watch it and report back and tell me how great it is, really. Last of all, talking about obscure Simpsons characters, this is all coming on the back of posting videos of Simpsons clips over the years on Facebook, which is, to be honest with you, one of the main reasons I go on Facebook now. Simpsons, that place is a dump. 5 episodes or less. The name that comes straight away is Hank Scorpio. We talked about him the other day, but I thought I'd try and go without Hank Scorpio. I made a list of names. I don't know how many episodes Gil's been in. You know, Gil, like the guy who's helpless at everything and his wife hates him. I think he's been in more than 5. So probably Frank Grimes, Grimy. He's my favourite one-off character. I thought he was quite... reminds me of Lance Storm for some reason, but I liked him. I liked when Bret Hart made a guest appearance. I thought Poochie was awesome. Michael Jackson was a nice touch. So yeah, classic Simpsons is absolutely brilliant. Alright, reaching the half-hour point. Everything's working so far. I've tried to stay patient. I think this has turned out as good as or a little bit better than the last video. I've got the GI here. But yeah, just let us know what you think. Rep, PM, visit a message, post in a thread. Give me a bit of feedback, and I'll be back in February. Thanks for watching, guys. Thank you very much.